Well, welcome to another episode of Talk Therapy. Doesn't that sound professional? Don't ask what's going on with the hair because I really don't know. It's starting to remind me of my mother. She was always doing this. Anyway, I think today I'm going to cover what the MAGA movement did to my family. Because it explains a lot about my relationships with my family. Before the Orange Menace came along, we always had different political opinions and views, but we could debate them without getting into ugly battles. And once that Orange Menace came out, he basically gave everybody permission to crawl out from underneath their racist rocks and be very disparaging to others. And if you were not the same or did not think the same, then you were the enemy. And I am definitely quite the opposite of both of my parents and my very intolerant blood sister. But a lot of that was from youth on, because she's always resented me. But then you get the politics involved, and here's little sister who has always been poor, lived on food stamps and welfare back when the two tinies were tiny and before, I got married again, and am living on Social Security disability now, and somehow she seems to feel that even though I did work for many years, and the only reason I don't work now is because of a brain injury I received at work, that I'm some kind of a taker. And what I'm taking is money out of her tax dollars. Now, she recently retired, so I thought she might get over that. She's living on Social Security now, but apparently that's different because she worked harder or something. And I've said before, she's the one that got the intelligence, and she's always been successful. She's always had very well-paying jobs, and I have not, because money wasn't my thing as much as certain ways of life, and so, like I said, she's always resented me. She's always felt that I'm some kind of taker, and not just a taker, but somebody who's taking from her. And after the Orange Menace came along, boy, did that get ugly. And I couldn't discuss anything with her politically. And then when she found out that I wasn't kidding about being a witch, about being pagan, oh my, did the good Christian get awful ugly. Because one thing is, I've read that Bible. I was a good Christian. I read the Bible more than once. And the folks that claim they're Christian now just are not what the Bible describes as being a good Christian. In fact, I think the way I live my life is more Christian than hers. Okay? I don't hate those that are different than me. And I have more acceptance and love and empathy. And that seems to be a problem with MAGA, is that they have no empathy for anyone other than themselves. And that's sad, because it's pretty much destroyed a lot of the country. Now, I don't think the Menace is going to make it out of prison to become the president again, And you have to remember how many more votes Biden got than he did in the first election. And there are actually people who are coming to their senses, maggots that are coming to their senses. They're no longer maggots. I wish my sister was one of them, but I don't think she ever will be. Because she had this hate for people like myself before. So, anyway, they are becoming more aware. So I don't think he's going to get as many votes as he did before, aside from those false votes. And we all know all the phony votes turned out to be for him, not for Biden. So it's an annoying little conundrum. Part of it is because when you show a maggot the truth, you can offer them a link to a news report, but they're not going to believe it because it's not on one of their Trump TV ones, so they're not going to believe it. You can't show them the truth. And until they wake up for themselves, they're not going to see the truth. And the problem with that is that there are a lot of people that by the time these fools wake up and realize just how hateful and horrible they've been to even their family members and their friends, it's going to be too late to say I'm sorry. Because sometimes I'm sorry just doesn't cut it. Now, that's kind of a funny thing coming from me because I can forgive pretty much anything, and I have. Oh man, the things I have forgiven. I have forgiven hurts to my soul. I have forgiven my sister and my parents for letting my sister and my nephew throw away treasures of mine that were stored at my parents'. Not because they were really in the way, because there was a lot of other stuff there that could have been taken and hauled off that was junk, but, it had to come from my stuff. Yes, I forgive them a lot. But even I get to the point where I'm no longer forgiving. And I don't believe in the hell that my sister says I'm going to burn in. But I also, and this may just gall her if she ever heard it, I don't believe she's going to be reunited with our parents when she crosses over. I think they're going to be spending their time with me. Now, I know she's felt that I was the most loved for years, and really I wasn't. Our parents loved and adored all three of us. My sister, my brother, and I. They adored us. And while she may have heard lots of stories about her little sister, I heard just as many about her and how much they thought of her, how proud they were of her. And I don't understand why she's got a problem with the fact that they were proud of me and loved me too. But she apparently does. Enough to deny our mother's last wish, one of them. And it was an important last wish. And denying that is one of the main reasons I think that Sissy Pie is not going to be meeting up with Mother and Father in the after. And I don't feel the least bit bad about it. Now that's some good therapy. I feel a whole lot better. I don't know who will listen or who will watch or who will have a comment. But my heart feels a bit better. Because she really tried to hurt me by trying to take that memory that I had of Mother promising me that heirloom away from me. I'm not the liar. She is. talk therapy is a wonderful thing. Have a good night.